strong first quarter against the Crows. It all seemed to fall apart. What did you make of the game?
Yeah, I thought the first quarter I could see that it was a bit of circle work. Both teams weren't defending too well, and I probably thought this is dangerous for the Essendon Footy Club because Adelaide with their forward line with Walker and Jenkins and Cameron and Betts, and then you got Tom Lynch. It's a pretty powerful forward line, and then you got a midfield that bats deeper than Essendon's does. So it's a positive start in regards to hitting the scoreboard. I thought that Hooker, Lloyd, I thought Edwards, I thought they were really strong. Myers and Hocking make a big difference, and I thought Giles was on top of Jacobs in that first quarter, although it was sort of it was an open sort of brand of footy. But those two shots I think missed in that second quarter. I think they were from Goddard and Hooker. I think that's probably where the issue has come, where once that resistance drops or the game starts going in the direction of the opposition, that there hasn't been enough resilience to sort of hang in there and just dig in and just keep trying to present chances. And they've kicked 12 goals in a row, and then it was a pretty ugly 2.5 quarters of footy, which was really disappointing.
You touched on the resilience. How much do you think the result, Essendon's biggest defeat of the season, was due to, say, skill or structure versus the end of coming to the end of a long season where it's been pretty tough for the Bombers?
I think it's a combination of everything, Simon, where obviously there's been a lot of injuries. You'd love to have Michael Hurley in defence. You'd love to have Merritt on the wing, and and so on through injuries. But you don't want to use that as an excuse because everyone has got injuries, and obviously Adelaide have been through a fair bit of their own heartbreak this year with the death of their coach. So I just think that I think, it is ball movement. It is a lack of confidence. It is just how everything has gone with the start of the year. Maybe not doing a pre-season. I often wonder how that's coming back to haunt the players. So I think it's just a combination of so many things which has made it such a poor year.
We saw David Myers and Tate Pears make their returns to the senior side after a long time out. What did you make of their performances?
I think Tate Pears was on Josh Jenkins, and any time that an opposition has 65 inside 50s, it's going to be a tough day. So he wasn't able to find too much of the ball, but he fights hard like he always has, and I hope he can play the last 3 games of the season and push on and continue his AFL career next year. I think David Myers, I thought he was the best player for Essendon probably to half-time. And his luck, as it is, gets another injury to his back. But I think positive signs. I think Dyson Heppel, it's been a really difficult year. He soldiered on, but having Hocking and Myers playing with him in the last 3 rounds is what he needs, because obviously not having the skipper there is really making Dyson's job really tough.
And Jayden Laverde was probably the brightest spot in the Bombers game. 20 possessions. What have you made of his progress so far?
I often look at players and I probably judge them. How does the way they play, how would it stack up in finals football? And I think Jayden's going to be a big finals player in the future because he's so tough. I think he can win the ball in the air, he can win it at ground level, and he loves the fierce contest. And I think that the Bombers can take a big positive out of his game. And I also thought Shaun Edwards, in a tough day for forwards, I just thought his energy to keep trying to make something happen. Got caught a couple of times, but it was great to see him take the game on. I thought Laverde, Hooker, and also Shaun Edwards tried really hard.
Well, a disappointing result, Lloydie, but we'll look forward to the game against the Gold Coast later in the week.
Thanks, Simon.